when I was looking back through a lot of your music, like I said, I rediscovered how long I've been following you for. And I got another level of respect for you after kind of doing my research for this interview, man. You are someone who has truly, truly hustled your way to where you're at. And I wanted to just take a second to acknowledge you, man, because it's not easy. And you got to love what you do. And I'm sure you had a lot of downs, just as many ups. And it takes a lot of personal motivation. So kudos to you, Ben, for real.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's always that fear of, you know, if you have a big track, which, you know, I don't really think I've had yet, but, you know, you could have that commercial hit and then people think you've come out of nowhere, but then, you know, a little bit of research will show you that actually this kid's been doing this for so long. And I think only in the last 12 to 18 months as I've started gaining a slight bit of traction to the point of, you know, I'm getting a bit more recognized and, you know, as cliche as it might sound, the Instagram followers are going up and the engagement and all this, but at the end of the day, I've been doing it without that for so long to get that. And like, I just always fear that people might think, oh, like, where's this kid come from? But I just literally, I've been through everything, what you just said, the dark days, the doubt, the worry, the anxiety, the stress, the sleepless nights, which we all have been through. And I hope there's somebody out there that's going through that now. Who hasn't got to where they want to be can hear me say that, you know, the day you give up is the day you lose the opportunity, and the day you carry on, you know, you're always going towards your goals. You know, every storm finished like the storm never lasts forever. Like even if you're going through, you know, stress, financial, sleep, you know, motivation, just keep plugging away because eventually things will start to move. And I mean, you know, I'm only really just getting going, but I hope there's a lot more to come, and I really appreciate what you're saying, man. Honestly, it's so nice to hear it from the other side of the world. It's so humbling, like it's incredible.
Preach, man. There's something I think about every single day. It's just a simple quote. I want to see what happens if I don't give up. That's it. It doesn't have to be any more. It doesn't have to be any less. I want to see what happens if I don't give up. And in our industry, even just the music industry in general, right? There are a lot of things that you go through individually that maybe some people have experienced, but sometimes it's just you in a dark room and it's up to you to keep going. And dude, it's just so cool to see how far you've come, man. Like you said, the past 12 to 18 months, blown up, man. Like your YouTube is fucking awesome. You've got this great personal brand. You do all these incredible tutorials, how-tos. I mean, not to mention you're an incredible DJ producer as well. It's just like, it's inspiring. And you're a great example of, in my eyes, what you have to do to really take it to the next level. So it's great to see you reaching some of your goals, man. But also, you're not done yet. You got a lot coming, don't you?
Yeah, literally, man. Like it's like you say, like, you know, I think you just said sometimes you sat in a dark room. Let's be honest, 99% of the time you sat in a dark room on your own. You know, you've got your headphone. I've literally switched on a light to do this podcast. Like, if I turn the light off, bro, like you can literally only see the ambient lighting in the background. But I think, you know, like for me, it's been a case of, you know, I've set myself a standard which I refuse to drop, and it does come with pros and cons. The pros are, you know, other people do recognize that. And I've had so much great feedback on how personal and how professional things look, and everything looks on point, and the branding. But the downside is things are very hard. I can't just put content out because everything's got to be so OCD in my head. But at the same time, like it's starting to get recognized. So it's like, right, I've been stressing for like years on getting everything right. And finally people are starting to notice, you know, I'm seeing DJs pop up with the same kind of logos, the same kind of, you know, the same kind of look online and the same like lighting and everything in my videos, which I'm not saying is, you know, anything. I'm not trying to be I'm not saying I've changed the world, but it's nice to know that people are looking at me as a tastemaker, I guess, and saying, well, he's doing it like this, so we'll do it like that kind of thing. It's just, bro, at the end of the day, like we're all on the same journey, you know. Like I look at other people that might be 10 steps ahead of me and I wish I was in their position, and people might look at me and think, I wish I was what Ben was doing. And like, you're never going to be, you know, not content, but you're never going to be as far as somebody else or behind someone. You've
Oh,
just got
yeah.
to enjoy the journey. You just got to enjoy it, bro.
Exactly, man. Comparing yourself will be the end of you. But it's so important to understand. And I think this past year has been, you know, horrible in so many different ways, but also really eye-opening for people individually, because a lot of people have been in that dark room that we're talking about, inside and outside of the music industry. And I see people unifying and coming together and talking about mental health. And I know that's something you're passionate about as well. And these things need to be discussed as a community, as team members on Earth, man. We're all humans. And that's something that I really try and discuss and wear my heart on my sleeve, and want people to know that it's okay to discuss these things when you're feeling down. Like, let's all help each other get to the top.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like, literally, bro, like, it's always been important, but I think now more than ever, it needs to be highlighted. And I think anybody that's willing to step out there and kind of discuss it, you know, we're not asking you to sit and reel the problems that you've faced, or your demons, or your issues, or your medical history, but you've just got to kind of, anybody that's ever faced any adversity or any kind of like struggle, especially in the music industry, because it is a lonely game. And, you know, I don't know how it works for you over there, but for me, it's like, I can drive to a gig at like midnight, and then I can get home at 6 a.m. I probably sometimes I can speak to one bouncer, or, you know, two members of staff in the club who've asked me if I wanted a Red Bull, and then I'm back in the car. I'm tired. I'm you know, my adrenaline's running deep. I'm trying to stay awake at the wheel, and then you get in bed, and all of a sudden you're on Instagram at 6 a.m. and you're wide awake. And it is it can be a vicious area to be in. And it's, admittedly, in lockdown, it's been a breath of fresh air to come away from that. Yes, you know, there's been struggles, and yes, I've missed the gigs. Yes, I've missed the crowd, the interaction, but it's been a breath of fresh air to sit back and learn a little bit about me and how my body and my mind work a little bit more, and explore kind of different avenues like YouTube and tutorials. Bro, I've got like 3,500 students enrolled in my courses, and
wow,
to me, and to me, that's just mind blowing that people want to learn from me how to DJ and make music. And I've got so many plans to give back to the community and give back to the people. I mean, admittedly, it was, I'm like you, bro. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'll admit that when I started doing these courses and this YouTube, it was to keep a roof over my head. It was to make money. It was to sell courses. But the difference between my course, I'm not saying disrespect to anyone else. The reason I did it was to make money, but I put 120% into everything, and I overloaded them with information, and I charge a minimum price. But because of that, the word gets around, and the courses are selling. And I'd rather sell them for less premium, but sell more courses and make them more accessible. I give a lot of courses away. To be honest, if anybody under the age of 16 who wants to learn to DJ, I just let them have the courses for free, because I'm not restricting anybody from accessing these courses. I throw money away, but I want to help people. That's what I'm trying to say, is like, you'll end up being more successful and generating more income by being a genuine person. So I'm not fazed by that, but I'm just so grateful that people trust me to learn from me. And I've heard some, you know, great things of my students getting signed to record labels, you know, getting gigs, you know, lockdown DJ sets online, everything. Bro. It's just, it keeps me going, man. It keeps me going. So
that's amazing, man. You really are an inspiration. And I'm so glad that that's fulfilling for you, because even if you only make a difference to one person, it really matters. So that's awesome.
That's it, man.